What's up and welcome back. I'm John Stark from MacTheMovieGuy.com, your favorite blind film critic. And today, it's Tribeca Film Festival time. Cannes is behind us, and we're moving on to the next film festival, and I'm doing Tribeca. Look at that. We're at Tribeca. So these are a lot of independent films coming up, looking for, uh, you know, coverage and distribution and making their little premieres. And some of them are going to be great. So this is Just Sing. This is a documentary. It's about a cappella and specifically the University of Southern Carolina, USC. Not Carolina, California. uh, so it's funny when you put SC, you want to say South Carolina, but no, it's USC, it's California. And their a cappella group, this little group that comes together, and it explores the diversity that makes them stronger, all of their different walks of life and how they all come together and how they embrace their differences and try to figure out how to put it together into a 10-minute set for competition purposes that sort of tells their story and represents who they are, talks about how they pick soloists, how they pick songs, just their whole set. And it goes through the competition circuit. They have to sort of fight more at like a regional level in order to advance to the national level and compete at nationals. It's one of those things where based on the fact that there's an existing documentary about it, that and it's such a gamble too. And I kind of wonder with things like this, like if they hadn't made it to nationals, would we still be getting this documentary? So there's something about wanting to watch the whole journey, right? Not part of a journey, but like the whole journey. So I like watching, sticking with somebody who supposedly is like a basketball phenom, right? And you see them and you're following them and high school into college, and they're like, oh my God, it's great. It's a time for the NBA draft. And they don't get drafted. And like suddenly your documentary just gets completely reshaped, because instead of being an inspirational drama about perseverance and excellence and achieving your wildest dreams, it becomes about how you pivot when those dreams don't achieve. So I think this is smartly leaning into, they picked the right group and everything worked out so that way a nice, happy documentary that plays broadly, that will work for almost everybody except for, I would say, people who suffer from homophobia. It's Pride Month. I'm a gay critic, so you're already in the wrong place. But if that's you, then there's a character here that specifically talks about, because it goes and interviews each one of these characters a little bit. There's one that's his backstory, and it talks about how, and he even interviews his mom. He comes from Bismarck. I remembered Bismarck. And he obviously he talks about the difference and how he feels like there's more of a community, but also not. Like there's certain things that because he grew up in Bismarck, he feels uncomfortable seeing kids just. But he also doesn't want to shame them and say, don't do that. Like, but he's just not somebody who just randomly hooks up and just goes home with strangers. I get that. Like, I don't do that either. I don't understand Grindr. So, like, there were things that I related to with his story, which is simply like, can't we just, like, date like normal people? But also at the same time, he finds himself in this place where he loves music. His mom points out he did music theater back in Bismarck. He was Gomez in the Addams Family. They have a little clip of it. When you're in Adams. So it was cute. It showed his trajectory. I'm definitely biased because I like acapella. I kind of miss NBC's The Sing Off, Glee. I watched all of Glee. I loved Glee. Uh, I love Pitch Perfect, the first movie. Thought about trying to figure out how to do cups at the beginning of this, but I haven't tried doing it while not being able to see, and I'm not good at it. That I gotta take it for the long way down. I was gonna start out with that at the beginning of this review and get a cup and everything, and just it just wasn't working for me. So um, yeah, I love the first Pitch Perfect. The second Pitch Perfect is also really good. The third one's fine. Uh, I don't really need the third one. The first two are fine. Good enough. We can do one and two. So, uh, yeah, I'm already sort of inclined to like something like this. It's a documentary of no consequence, which is okay. This is the documentary coming out of Tribeca that should get snapped up right away. Like, and not by some, I don't know, random streaming service where it just isn't going to ever be seen. This feels like an easy play for, I mean, it feels like the kind of crowd pleaser, easy, like Netflix, Fox Searchlight for Hulu, something like that could easily pick this up and run with this. This could be on Apple. Uh, Anybody could pick this up because it's just, it's not, it's not about anything that is gonna make people angry or depressed at the end of the day. It's just about some kids who want to sing some a cappella and they're moving forward. It's a joyful experience. And uh, in a year when we're definitely going to be inundated with documentaries about the world being on fire and the wars that we have and all of these things, all of these tragedies, and the documentaries that explore past tragedies that we haven't yet explored. Like earlier this year, I saw the documentary Trinity, which isn't even about anything current, but damn, it's still an amazingly powerful, moving documentary about we messed up back in the day. So, um, which is kind of what Sugarcane was last year. So there are still documentaries that are uncovering the uh, all of the painful things that we have done in the past that haven't yet had light shone on them. And I think I know that people don't want to have those difficult conversations, which is why every once in a while it's nice to have a documentary like this to throw in there and to watch and be like, well, here's something happy, because otherwise documentaries just become bleak and they kind of end up losing their genre. Like they kind of become a niche genre for people who are okay with having doom and gloom, but there's so much anxiety in the world that to have something like this that is happy and joy, like, and spreads cheer and is just some killer singing and music, and it's very upbeat. I liked it a lot. It doesn't have audio description, but it's a lot of singing and talking. I thought about that from my perspective as a blind person. Should it have audio description? The answer is always going to be yes, because there's always something that audio description can bring, whether it tells me just simply who's talking, you know, um, whether it's able to bring some sort of context to a scene change, give me some kind of an idea of what anyone in this cast looks like, because remember, I'm blind, so I have no idea what anybody looks like. I have no idea what they're wearing. I have no idea really where they are at any given time. But this film is a lot of interviews and then singing. Interviews and singing. There aren't really a lot of downtime moments where we're just staring at something, allowing for audio description to really take over. So it would be a lot of interjectory audio description anyway, just trying to find those little moments to say a couple words. It's not going to be verbose audio description that's going to radically change how you experience this movie. It will help bring absolutely some clarity to the film, the project. But if you are somebody who is obsessed about acapella and are blind, and you're worried about, well, this film I don't have access to it. I just don't know that audio description is going to change it much for you. So I feel comfortable pretty much grading this. Documentaries sometimes end up being the one genre that I do feel comfortable grading because I don't know. I can kind of tell from having seen the projects that have been audio described just about how much they're able to get into a project like this. And there have been some where it just is like people are nonstop talking, and those projects have a hard time even getting the name in as they switch from person to person. So that way you're like, James, Tyler, Scott, you know, like we can't even do that because it's just the cuts are so quick in some of these things. So, I, yeah, again, I have to be accessibility for all, but I can't, I also, I can't say that wasn't able to follow this. I've seen thousands of movies. I was able to follow this movie. Um, so it does stand out as sort of uh, a film that if a blind or low vision person wanted to see it, I would say go ahead. If you're really up for it, um, especially if you can see it in some way where you don't have to pay for a film that has no accessibility, I would say go for it. For anybody else, absolutely do it. Like if you can see, go for it. Go do this movie. It's happy, it's fun, it's light. It doesn't overthink it. It just we need more films like this. I love this movie. Um, the only counterpoint that I can ever think to that is I will love something more this year. I am somebody who, while I fully appreciate these kinds of movies and I love these lighter touch movies, at the end of the day, it's going to be, for me, my best documentary of the year is going to be something that's going to move me. It's going to be something that rocks my world and shows me something and leaves me feeling breathless. That I didn't know that this tragedy was happening. I didn't know that we're shedding a light on whatever that thing is. It's going to be something like that. So uh, that's just how I operate when I come into documentaries, is learning about something and being blown away by it. This I already kind of knew about a cappella. I work in music when I'm not doing this, and I work with singers. So I don't feel like I learned anything, but I had a lot of fun in this. And I think it's just a well constituted film. So hopefully it slays Tribeca. I'm going to give Just Sing it A-. I like this movie a lot. So could even be in my top 10 documentaries of the year list at the end of the year. But, or top 10 documentaries that did not have audio description. If I break it up like I did last year. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I've got more Tribeca coming your way, and I will see you guys on the other side.